I'm Rachel Gallagher, Miss Australia Continent's 2018 National Finalist. This is my interview with the Pageant Project.
Hi everyone, it's Adrian from the Pageant Project, and I'm here with Rachel now. She's been saying her name as
Gallagher,
and I've just been butchering it as Gallagher. So Rachel Gallagher?
Gallagher.
And she was a finalist last year for Miss Continents Australia back in 2018.
Yep.
And she just did the audition for Miss Grand.
Yesterday.
That was yesterday.
Yes.
But I just keep talking. So welcome to the show.
Ah, thanks. Nice to be here.
I'm just going to keep introducing you and going rambling tangents by myself.
Why not?
So, Rachel, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 25 years old. I'm born and raised in Sydney. I have a Bachelor of Teaching and a Bachelor of Arts, and I'm currently doing my Master's degree in Management and Leadership.
How many more semesters of study do you have?
This should be my last semester, all going well. Pray for me.
Don't like that word, should be.
Should be. Yeah, so I'm finishing off my thesis at the moment.
How many words?
12,000, but it's definitely
and you're up to
more
what?
than that, like nearly 20.
I asked Rachel to put a feature on Instagram, and she was to write a brief blurb, and she couldn't keep it
There
brief.
was no brief. There's nothing brief about that.
I was telling Rachel she could do this interview completely by herself, just keep talking. And
Yeah, I just talk to myself the whole time.
do you?
Yeah, I do.
Is it entertaining?
Yes.
Okay, before we get too off track,
Sorry.
because they're actually people, no, you have to apologise. How did you get into pageantry to begin with? Because was Continents the very first one?
Continents was the first one.
Right,
Yeah.
so how did you get into it?
Well, I was just on Instagram one day and I was looking around and I kind of fell into the black hole of pageantry on Instagram. And I found you and I found your interviews. And I kind of watched them, and then I found Gemma, I think it was her interview, one of the first one I watched. And I just decided to go for it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Was there any particular, were you looking for something at the time?
I was, yeah. I'd done the Rose of Tralee and I really liked that, and I wanted to develop my public speaking skills after that. And so I was looking around for something that was fun but would also let me be with other people who are interested in the same things I was interested in. So getting up, talking in front of people. Charity was something I was interested in doing as well. And I just found it.
And before we get back to Continents, tell me more about Rose of, is it Tralee you said?
Yeah, so the Rose of Tralee, it's an Irish heritage, cultural, I think it's a cultural program. It's not really like a pageant. It hasn't got any modelling skills or anything like that. It's more about your personality and presenting yourself as an Irish woman in Australia if you're doing the Sydney Rose of Tralee, which is what I did. Yeah.
And then what happens from there? So there's a Sydney comp, but it also goes beyond that, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it's international. So what happens is everyone around the world, there's different centres around the world, and then at the end in August, everyone comes together in Kerry, which is in Ireland, in Tralee, and they all gather together, have a big festival, and then they choose the big Rose of Tralee, and then they represent the Irish community around the world for a whole year.
So the overall aim of the program is to sort of represent Ireland.
Yes, and
abroad.
Irish heritage, around the world.
And I'm going to assume that that's got to be quite important to you, Irish
It
heritage,
is,
because we got back from Crookwell.
Yep.
I mean, do you want to tell us more about
Yeah,
that? How did
definitely.
that start? That wasn't the first year you've done that.
No. So it was the second year that we've done it. So my dad and I are really into Irish music. I'm an Irish dancer. I've been doing that for nearly 8 years now, which is unbelievable. But
You're only 12.
Because I'm only 12.
She started when she was 4.
No, I started when I was 18 actually. So we've just been growing the event in the town that my dad lives in. It has a really big Irish heritage population there since the 1820s actually, which is really cool. And we just decided to put on a weekend for our friends to come from Sydney and from Melbourne, all around the place, and come play music with us. And it's just kind of grown and happened. It's great.
And Rachel tried teaching me, we had, what was it called? The dancing?
Set dancing. So it's Irish traditional set dancing. Basically, it's you stand in a group of people and you follow patterns of dances. And it's just for fun.
It was. Yeah. I mean, it was lots of fun. I wouldn't say that I'm by any means have any dancing
you
skills.
You were good. You were so good.
Well,
I
I
thought
think
you
you just
were
have
good.
to say that.
No.
I'm not obviously a huge dancer, and I was just talking yesterday about like club dancing petrifies me because I don't like it because
No.
you're avoiding like cigarettes and smoke and
Oh,
drinks
no.
and everyone's blackout drunk. But this was, it kind of reminded me of line dance, like country dancing.
Yeah.
People come together to have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not about showing off.
No, not at
or
all.
things like that. It's just
No.
having good old-fashioned
Yeah,
fun.
and meeting people and talking to people and making friends and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's social dancing. It's not competitive.
And
But-
why does Crookwell have the Irish heritage? Why did all the Irish head there?
I'm not sure, to be quite honest. I think the land is really good there.
Yeah.
Where my dad lives, he doesn't live in the town. He lives just a bit out. And we had a neighbour that grew a zucchini, and it was huge. It was about that big. It was ridiculous. We couldn't fit it in the fridge. So the land is very good there to grow
And
things.
it's towards, how would you describe where it is? It's kind of towards Canberra, right?
Yeah,
but not
it's
quite to Canberra.
45 minutes outside of Goulburn, but
Right.
Canberra is a pretty easy trip from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is Sydney as well, because you came up pretty quick, like 2.5 hours.
2.5
That's
hours.
pretty good.
It's pretty good. I mean, considering that on Tuesday the day before, I drove 10 hours in one day, 2.5
believe
hours,
you
like
do
it's
that.
nothing. So is the festival going to become an annual thing, or is it already an annual
It's already
thing?
an annual thing, so we like working with the town. Townspeople are great. Had a lot of support even from people in Sydney, so we have Irish National Association that supported us this year. We had some good connection with the Irish Consulate here in Sydney, and it's just been growing really, really well, and I'm really excited for next year.
How many years?
This is the second year this year.
Only the second year this year?
Only the second year.
And each year, I'm
Yeah.
assuming you're going to try and make it bigger
Yeah,
and better.
Bigger, better.
Probably need to recover from this year a little bit.
Yeah.
I can imagine running an event is not actually the most relaxing
No,
thing.
it's definitely
And
not.
then when you came back, you had the 4-hour trip to then audition
Yeah.
for Miss Grand.
Yeah, I had 5 minutes at home. I dropped my suitcases at home. I got changed. Like, my house is a complete mess. And then I just walked outside because thankfully it was just down the street from me. So, yeah, it was
So
great.
what keeps you going in pageantry? I mean, obviously you've had the one experience last year.
Yeah.
And then you auditioned for Grand yesterday. Is there any particular sort of goal for yourself that you're trying to achieve, or are you just enjoying
I
it?
just enjoy it, to be
Yeah.
quite honest. I like to meet people. I like to get out and talk about female leadership, something I'm really into. That's what my thesis is about. It's about female leadership in high schools. So that's definitely something I wanted to promote, and I felt that pageantry and female leadership go together really well.
You'd hope so.
Yeah, well, you would hope so, yeah. But that's what I wanted to do with it. I just wanted to talk about it, talk to other people about their experiences, and if I don't need to win a title to be able to do that. Yeah, I just need to be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the female leadership, so tell us more specifics about that, because I remember finding out that you had studied that, and I was fascinated by what it actually meant, because
Yeah.
often it's like with job titles in the big city, someone will give you a job title that's this long and you have no idea what
Yeah.
it means. Then they explain it to you and you still have no idea what it means. So female leadership, what exactly are you studying?
So my thesis is about females in middle management positions. So it's not people who are, the head of, big corporations or anything, and it's specifically in secondary schools in New South Wales. So what I did basically was I went to go and interview 3 people, and they were all from different schools around Sydney, and there was sort of like the Hunter region as well.
Yeah.
So I went down there and I interviewed all of them. I asked them about their experiences, but the methodology that I use, you can't have already picked questions. It's
Right.
basically a conversation. It's basically
Yeah.
like what we're doing now.
Yeah.
In the end, what happens is you record it, and then you pull out themes like you do, like you used to do for high school English or something like that. You pull out themes and then analyse it. So that's basically it.
It's almost exactly how I wrote my book.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't
Yeah.
exactly pull out themes. I did a transcript, but it was.
Yeah.
So what sort of interviewing technique was that called?
It's called phenomenology. So phenomenology, I know it's really hard. It's
I
really
haven't had it. There's not enough coffee in the world. Phenomenon. It's like the Banana Boat song. Banana. Phenomenon. Oh no, I can't say. So what does it mean?
So phenomenology is the study of a phenomenon. So the phenomenon that I was looking at, sorry,
I can't. Yeah, the phenomenon you were studying was.
is female leadership. So I'm asking people about their experiences as female leaders. So it's to do with a lived experience. So something
Right,
you've lived
okay.
through that you can explain to someone else.
And what have you found? Because that's got to be a fascinating area. Wouldn't be surprised if someone didn't see themselves as leaders to begin with.
Yes.
But what have you found?
I think I found really stereotypical ideas of leadership. So the people I was talking to, they didn't think that they were leaders so much. They just thought, oh, well, I'm in this position and I'm working to get towards a bigger position. Whereas I think the focus should be, well, I'm in this position now, what can I do here? Not necessarily to get to where I want to be, but just what I can do for other people who are working with me at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you, from all that work, all the interviews that you've done, is there now a direction that you want to head with it, or was that just out of curiosity and like
it was like something that I really wanted to do. I guess it's something that I came across just as I was studying, and I did a couple of scholarship work things with a lecturer that used to be at my old uni, and it's just something that I found and I really enjoyed, and I wanted to put more of a female voice into it, because there's not a lot of research on either middle management or female leadership. You don't find anything. So I just wanted to do something that was not groundbreaking. Like, I don't want to say it's groundbreaking because it's just something people haven't discussed yet.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add to the discussion.
Fair enough. And what do you think, so in terms of female leadership, so it is something that definitely hasn't been studied as much as male leadership.
Yep, true.
Have you drawn any conclusions as to maybe what makes a good leader, particularly with women, or anything along those lines?
Well, there's a lot of research on that. It depends what area that you're in. I think in education, because it is a female-dominated area, so many females work in it, but not a lot of them are leaders in it, in terms of like being principals or leaders of big sort of organisations. What I've kind of found is that people don't have the confidence to go out and do that. It's for a multitude of reasons. It could be personal, it could be like professional things, conflict roles, life conflicts with it. And I think we just need more support for women on a career level as well, and also in personal lives with gaining confidence. And pageants and stuff help with that sort of thing, because you learn how to communicate with people and be a leader, even if it's just in a small way.
And what's next for you? So, assuming that the semester is actually the last one.
Yes.
What happens after that? You'll be a graduate. I mean, do you run straight back to uni and become the professional student? Go for your doctorate?
Well, I actually got accepted to do a PhD a few years ago, but I decided that I didn't want to do it just yet. For the reason that it's 4 to 8 years. My mum did hers for 10 years. So it's a very, very long time. It's a life commitment, and you kind of box yourself in a little bit. So I want to get more experience in workplace training. That's really what I want to do, because I'm trained as a teacher. I love talking to people, and I like to train people, and I like to see their progression through the learning stages, and when they finally master something, you just feel so proud. So that's really what I want to do, but not in a school setting.
Right. Why not a school setting?
I think
because I had this conversation with you, and I'm completely on the same page. I tried to study to be a teacher twice. And I would get through maybe the first half semester and I just gave up, because there were so many things that were going to tie your hands. There's so many things that because I have 15, 20 years of coaching experience, like real life coaching. And you like to think, and uni doesn't allow this, you like to think you know what works because you've done it in the real world. It's not backed by studies though. And just going through all the hoops that you need to jump through to be a teacher was just going to be like, I couldn't do it.
Too many hoops. And they're introducing accreditation, and that's just another thing that you've got to do, plus all of the, paperwork and stuff like that. And, paperwork's fine and everything. It's just that I like the teaching part. I like to
you like to think the teaching comes first.
You would
and
like...
not ticking off the boxes comes first.
I think that's something the Australian education system is struggling with at the moment. And it's not something I'm personally prepared to be involved with at this point in my life.
I was just talking yesterday about the education system, and I can't say that I'm a huge fan of it. From my own experience going through school and then through uni, as to what I learned and was it relevant. And most of the people I asked teenagers, do you enjoy school? I really think they should be saying yes.
A lot of them say no. A lot of them say no, and I think the reason for that is it's really prescriptive, and I get it, like there has to be things that you have to learn, but I think that there should also be ways that you're including what the person wants to learn, and so they can diversify the teaching a little bit more. I know there's a big push for that at the moment. When I was studying, it was all about differentiation and everything like that. It was a big buzzword, but that's what happens. They become buzzwords, but they never actually happen.
That was the same buzzword when I was studying, but it's like they had no idea how to apply it. But it made them feel good that they were throwing this new word around.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a lot about education. We've discussed pageantry a little bit, and now you've gotten into modelling.
Yes, so that's a very recent thing. So that was, I think, after I did continence, I ended up meeting a couple of photographers at an event, and it was a modelling event, and they said, oh, hey, we need someone to come and do like just a TFP shoot with us. We'll do a video for you, it'll be really good. And I was like, yeah, great, okay, no problem.
The video one?
Yeah, the video one.
I like that video.
So I went and I did that, and that was really fun. And then I kind of just really liked it, so I just kept going. And then the great thing about it is because when you're on Instagram and things like that, you connect with other people who are similar in the same kind of niche as you. And then you see what they're doing and you go, oh, that's cool, maybe I can do that. And you kind of get involved with different things.
You steal their idea.
Yeah, you basically, but you make it better.
There's no okay, you improve on it.
You improve it, yeah.
So has anything been surprising for you about entering the modelling industry?
Yes. Yeah. I think lots of people used to ask me when I was younger, why aren't you doing modelling? Like, you're skinny or whatever, you're blonde, you do all this stuff, you do dancing, you're fit, you can do it all. And I'm like, oh, yeah, but I'm studying and everything like that. And then I thought, this is going to sound really bad, but I thought that it was really vapid. It's all about like the outside.
Yes, it can be, can't it?
It can be, but I think it's the way that you approach it. And I think the way that I approach it is that you're working with other people who are similarly creative, but you're also telling a story when you take a photo, and that's what I'm really interested in. Storytelling part of modelling is something that I really like.
So dive into that a little bit more. So the storytelling part, how do you tell a story in one photo? Is it what you're thinking when you so
it's like acting basically.
What's the inner monologue that's going on in here when you're posing? Because I'm fascinated by this, because I look at a lot of photos and go, what was she thinking when she did that pose? Because sometimes it looks like they weren't thinking much, if they're like, I'm confused or whatever. But what actually is going on?
Well, I have a really good example of this. I just did a shoot recently with Stuart Douglas, and he's great, he's really good. We went to May Lane in St. Peters, that's all over my Instagram feed at the moment, and there was this big graffiti mural of this like demon thing on a garage door. Yeah. And I was like, that's a really interesting story to tell. If you're going to take a photo with that, how would you portray that you're scared of this? Like, you're not going to stand there smiling next to a big scary demon thingy, Like hello. No, but yeah, I just thought to myself, if I was writing about it, like writing a book or something like that, what scenes would I see in my head and how would I want to portray that as a story? Yeah, that's kind of how I think about it.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know how other people do it, but that's how I do it.
So how far do you want to take the modelling? Is it just for fun?
At the moment, it's like a side hustle, which is really good. I've got a couple of professional gigs out of it. I'd love to do more. I don't know where it's going to go. It's just something I fell into. And I'm just kind of seeing where it goes.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And what is the vision for yourself, if there is one? For the next couple of years, 5 years, 10 years, we're studying pageantry, modelling, you're dancing, Crookwell. Is it just
everything
one step at a time?
It's one step at a time at the moment. But I would like to run my own business one day. I don't know what it would be in. I don't know if it would be in training, if it would be, I don't know, something to do with dancing or modelling. I have no idea. It's just...
But business, that side of it actually.
Yeah, I like the idea of being able to have my own freedom to do what I want to do. I know.
Well, no, I'll just tell you that you do get the freedom, but it comes with a whole lot of other things that maybe you don't know yet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I kind of figured that would be part of it, but I'm, willing to undertake that because I like, to pursue my own path with stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if people want to follow you.
Yes. Follow me.
Follow me.
Follow me.
Me over here. Would you like to give the ladies and gentlemen watching your social details, and if you want to throw in in fact, we'll talk about the blog as well, but all the social details. Cool.
Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram. It's at @the_RachG.
And I'll subtitle it so you can't work out what she's talking about.
It's down there somewhere.
Yes, it's down here, put it here. And the blog.
And the blog. So I have a blog as well. It's very new. It's called Sister Confidence. So it's all about building up women's confidence And if that's something that you're struggling with or something you want to develop, or even if it's something that you have a passing interest in, www.sisterconfidence.com.
.com.
.com, yeah.
Okay. For a second I thought you said .blog, and I'm like,
no, .com.
.com. Sorry. All right, I'll subtitle it. Don't listen to me. So why did you start that blog? What was the purpose?
Well, it was something that I wanted to do while I was doing continence, funnily enough. And I was kind of listening to podcasts, and they were like, oh, you should have something that's outside of winning the pageant sort of thing that you want to
that's
pursue.
Really important.
Really exactly, because not everyone's going to win. One person
wins normally, right?
Yeah, and then you have a whole host of like runners up and things like that. But like I never expect to win. Like I didn't expect to win because it's my first pageant, you know. So I just kind of wanted to do something that would, you know, encourage other people to get out and do things that they've wanted to do. And I think you need a lot of bravery and courage to do that. And
I think doubly so as a young woman.
Yeah, and being brave and having the courage to do that means you've got to be confident. So you've got to develop skills to make yourself confident. So you've got to basically learn how to be confident.
Yeah. I would agree that it's a skill.
Yeah, it's a skill. It can be taught. People don't think it can be taught. Same thing as leadership. They don't think it can be taught, but it can.
I think some people have more natural tendency towards it, but absolutely everyone can improve on it.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, you've always got naturally talented people. It's like dancing. My dance teacher always says, you know, talent's great, but practice and dedicating yourself to it it just takes you further. Absolutely. Talent is great, raw talent, good, but practice.
Do you find, I interviewed another girl last year who was a professional salsa dancer.
Oh, right.
She competed overseas and won titles for Australia. She said that dancing taught her how to lose gracefully. Yes. Is that something that you would agree with?
Definitely.
Because I think some people need to hear how to lose, because unfortunately 99% of you are going to lose when you go into a pageant. So going into competitive dancing, is that something that you learned?
Yeah, Irish dancing is very hardcore. Like, it's very fringe, like not a lot of people do it. But it's very, very hard. It's hard on the body, it's hard on the mind. Like, especially when you start from the age that I started at, being 18.
Considered old.
Yeah, being 18, I was already in the adult section. Yeah. And all the people that I'm with, they've been dancing for 20 years nearly, 15 to 20 years. So I'm starting out knowing absolutely nothing.
Yeah. And you can compete with them. Geez, that's not easy.
I know, yeah.
Because normally dancers and gymnasts are, you know, they train from
tiny,
and they're training like hours every day.
Yes, hours every single day. So I had to basically fit all of that knowledge into the last 8 years. And I'm still going, of course. Like, I'm still going to keep going until, you know, my body gives out, I suppose.
Which would be in
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dancing does teach you to be dedicated, focused, but it also keeps your mind really healthy as well. So I don't know, like I find when I don't dance for a really long period of time, I find it hard to focus, I find it hard to have any energy, get up and do anything. So I think that dancing for me isn't about the winning, it never has been. It's never been about the winning. It's about the sharing my culture with other people, but also perfecting a skill. Well, not perfecting, but getting as close as I can to the best that I can be. The pursuit of perfection, exactly. Isn't that like all dancers? Pursuit of perfection?
I think so,
I think so.
I think there's 99% of dancers must be perfectionists in there somewhere. You need that streak to compete.
Yep.
Especially if starting a bit later. If you're not perfectionist, it's like almost no go.
Yeah, I only know of one other person that I know personally who's done that, and they actually taught me how to dance. So
fascinating, because it almost be like you have to learn better than other people because you have a more compressed time.
You have to learn how to learn as well. Which is really interesting as like someone coming from education background. Teaching yourself how to learn is really interesting. It's a really interesting journey to be on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And if you can master that, if you can master the skill of learning, then you have such a huge advantage in everything.
Yep. And it's really good to pick up quickly. Like you have to be able to pick up quickly. Especially like today, just generally in life, everything changes so fast. You've got to learn how to adapt quickly. Otherwise, it's like adapt or die, basically.
No, it literally is. And going into business, I'm sure you'll find the same thing. The people who are doing well are the people who can adapt the fastest, and if you stay stuck, then you're dead.
Yeah, that's what I learned in my master's degree. Like when I did the coursework part of it, we were doing educational, like management and organizational leadership, things like that. So it was a business side. Even though it's in education, it has a lot of like business.
There's a lot of commonalities.
Heaps.
I mean, if they could sell school better, Maybe we have more kids actually enthusiastic about it.
Exactly.
But when you sell school as being you've got to do stuff you don't want to do and it's going to be really boring. By the way, you have to do it even if you don't want to do it.
Yep.
It's like,
You've got an essay due on Monday. Bye. See you later.
Exactly. Good luck with it. Anyway. Now, you have watched some of my interviews.
Yes, I
So
have.
you probably have seen the last 10 questions.
Yes.
So now it's your turn.
Oh gosh. Okay. I'm prepared.
I don't know, it's like, no, people have seen the interview, they've seen the question, and then it comes to this part, and you know it's going to come out, and they go, oh my god, I haven't prepared. It's like, you could have cheated. Like, seriously, you knew that.
No!
Okay.
I can't cheat.
Such a good girl. I can't cheat. I can't cheat.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm zen. Yeah, go on.
What's the meaning of life? No, okay.
Oh!
No. Okay, number one, what is your favourite word?
My favourite word? Chocolate. Because I like chocolate.
That was an anticlimax.
Sorry, but it is chocolate.
Your favourite thing or your favourite word? It's
both.
Okay,
both.
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, number two, what is your least favourite word?
My least favourite word is... Can it be 2 words?
Sure.
I can't.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't do this. Like, for me personally, I get annoyed at myself and I say, oh, I can't do this. And I think, well, why not? Why can't I do it?
Yeah.
You know?
I've actually... That's a fairly common answer.
Yeah.
Out of the achiever types that I've interviewed, which is most of them. I can't or can't.
Yeah.
Is a really, really big one. I've almost weeded it out of my vocabulary altogether.
Oh, really?
Like, I don't think I could say that I can't. It just...
No.
Because it's not true.
No.
It's actually never true. So.
Yeah.
Okay, question the third. What turns you on and what gets you excited?
Talking. I love to talk. Meeting new people as well. So I like to go to, networking events and stuff like that, meeting new people, finding out about their stories. I like to listen to them and I like to kind of interact. That's what makes me really excited.
You should take my job. Seriously, that's what you like
doing. Welcome to the Pageant project. This is
if
Rachel.
You like meeting people.
Adrian's not here anymore.
I've been superseded. Here's the next year's model, 2019 model. I lost the blonde. As soon as I lost the blonde, it was all over. Okay, well now that I've been fired, you can... Question 4. What turns you off?
I think people who have a really big ego. I don't like that. I don't like maybe you've gone overseas and done something really great. That's cool. That's wonderful. But don't forget where you come from and the struggle that you took to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, even people who say, oh, I did this, but like, oh, it's not a big deal, but it's like a humble brag. Oh, no humble bragging.
When you're humble bragging and you're actually really bragging, you're just trying to do it in a different way.
Yeah. Yes, trying to be politically correct about it.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I get that.
Yeah.
Question 5. What sound or noise do you love?
Do I love? Oh, that's a really good question. I like the sound of toast popping up. Do you know, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's in the morning, you make some toast, it goes ding, done, great. Best morning ever, toast.
You asked me, do I know what yes, I know what you're saying. The look on my face is not because I don't know, it's not because I don't know what you're talking about, because that's not the answer I ever expected.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter what comes out of the toaster, the toast, crumpets, or whatever, it's all good.
I think toast is better. I'm like a pretty traditional person. Crumpets are alright, but toast is my
What do you think about Vegemite?
I love it. I eat it off spoons.
Oh, God.
That's how Australian I am.
Question 6. What sound or noise do you hate?
People eating. That really annoys me. Like the people who eat and it's really loud, I can't deal with that. I just can't.
You know the people who eat? Yes, I know people who eat. You mean the loud chewing sound?
Yeah, I can't deal with that. No, I hate it. I think there's like a psychological problem that people have with that. I don't think I've got it, but...
Isn't there a psychological thing now where people go on YouTube to listen to stuff like that?
Why? It's like ASMR or something like that. I don't know why.
I don't know what it is, but it is that.
Yeah.
And people literally go onto YouTube to listen to videos of weird sounds. There's one where they get turned on by the sound of someone speaking into the microphone.
That's
really
creepy.
I don't know what it is, but it's a legitimate. There's some psychological thing. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
But I don't have the loud chewing one. I think that's that's understandable.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could have any one superpower, what would you pick and why?
Oh, that's a really good question. I'd probably pick invisibility, which is really interesting because I'd like to go and do stuff, if that makes sense, like good stuff, and people wouldn't know it's me. So they come home or something and they've got a present or something waiting for them, they don't know it's me. because I invisibly put it there. I don't know, that doesn't make sense.
So the
but
invisible fairy godmother.
The invisible fairy godmother. I think that's great.
You're going to accidentally just trip over the nasty people.
No.
It's like, boom.
What happened to you? I'm so sorry.
Okay, question 8. If you could try any one job other than your own, what would you most like to attempt?
What would I most like to attempt? Gosh. Well, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a firefighter, but I don't know if I'd be brave enough to do that now. But, you know, it's a childhood dream. I could try it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just get this image of them turning the hose on and you going around and around and around and around and around. I'm sure I've seen that in a cartoon somewhere. Yeah. Okay. Well, question 9. What job or occupation other than your own would you definitely not like to attempt?
Probably a doctor.
As in a medical doctor?
A medical doctor. Yeah, not a doctor, of course.
Not PhD.
I think the reason for that, or a nurse or something like that, my mum's a nurse, you see. So, like, I grew up hearing, like, these stories about, like, people being cut open and all that sort of stuff. And I actually like watching medical documentaries and things like that, but I don't think I could ever trust myself to do it. That's why, because I'd be afraid of, like, hurting someone.
I thought you were going to say you like watching people get cut open.
No. It's just interesting. Like, scientifically watching it, it's interesting. But I would never be able to do it in real life.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Final question.
Yeah, go on.
If heaven exists,
yes,
what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Hey, how you doing? No. Come in, we got a cup of tea or something.
What's your fascination, by the way, since we're doing this interview, with dead?
With dead? Oh, I don't know.
Every second phrase that Rachel types is I'm dead, or I is dead, or deaded, or deceased.
It's just so extra. I just need to. I need to be extra.
So in your books, dead is a good thing.
Dead is a good thing. Dead is a good thing. Yeah, but not literally dead.
Laterally dead.
Laterally dead, which means figuratively dead.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to thank Rachel for her time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Time. And thank you she will be the new host moving forwards. She's a new model.
Yeah.
This is not a bad view.
It's actually really nice. It's a lovely day.
Not bad. So this is not a bad way to come back to Sydney. This is a view you don't get at the Gold Coast. But I'm going to thank you all for watching and speak to you next time.
Bye.
Hey, it's Adrian. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to keep up to date with our interviews, then make sure to subscribe by clicking here. If you'd like to watch some of our interviews right now, then click here, and also make sure to follow us on all our socials right here. Speak to you next time.